Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10X another day. Time to set those 10X targets, take massive action, and blow right past them. Hey, you are listening to the Elevate Springfield Podcast. Robert Ferriell here, certified 10X coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. Well, we are coming to you, as always, from the Big Dog Construction Studio in beautiful downtown Springfield, right across from the old state capitol. Hey, have a great episode for you today. You may know my business partner in our coaching business, Mr. Chris Hartsook. He also owns Big Dog Construction. He was on the show about 5 months ago. Bringing him back today, we're going to talk all things coaching, what we do through our 10X coaching protocols, our strategies, our methods, our mindset, the entire thing. He has a great story, and he also has a great construction company as well. Before we get to that, do want to thank our friends over at Custom Property Solutions. Anything you need land-wise, whether that's land clearing, forestry, mulching, hardscapes, landscapes, or anything in between, Brandon and his team are going to take care of you with precision and passion. Give them a shout or head over to custompropertysolutionsllc.com. Don't forget, next week, if you are a member, actually not next week, 2 weeks from now, if you are a member of Local First Springfield or Land Lincoln Professional Networking Group, we have a joint event on October 15th. That is also with the FBI Citizens Academy. We're going to have an FBI special agent there talking about fraud. That's 4 p.m. on October 15th. Members only, though. So if you're not a member yet in either one of those organizations, make sure you get that taken care of. Also, if you haven't heard, we're starting our Elevate Springfield Insider. Next week on October 9th is going to be the very first time we do this. It is a twice monthly program, via Zoom, twice monthly on the second and fourth Thursday of the month, 11 to noon. We're going to bring on some of our podcast guests, leaders from the area, and they're going to give us a training on a particular topic. It's an opportunity for you to go deeper with us here at Elevate Springfield, gain more actionable strategies, get some Q&A from local experts on a range of different topics. They're going to be doing most of the training. Of course, we're going to embed some of that 10X training in there as well. But the purpose of this is to give you more time with our podcast guests and for them to give you additional actionable strategies that you can utilize directly in your life or business. So, head over to bigdogbc.com/elevate to be able to participate in that. And the first one is next week. We're going to have Mark and Christine Bailey from Bailey Family Insurance talking about how you can properly use Google in your business. Phenomenal stuff. They have had tremendous success utilizing that with their insurance agency. So, check that out. Join us next week. Get all signed up for that. Let's go ahead and get right to Chris after the break.
Custom Property Solutions transforms land and outdoor spaces throughout Central Illinois with precision and passion. From clearing overgrown brush to crafting stunning patios and fire pits. Need expert lawn care, excavation, or fence row clearing? They've got you covered, safely, efficiently, and on budget. Fully insured and satisfaction guaranteed. Visit CustomPropertySolutionsLLC.com today, where your land meets their passion.
All right, and we are back. Joining me in the studio now, a gentleman you all know and love from probably, 5 months ago. He was on here originally, but you see him with me all over the place because we are partners in the Big Dog 10X business coaching here in our area. And just a big warm welcome to Mr. Chris Hartsook. How you doing today, sir?
Robert, man, I am doing great. I'm glad to be here. Just glad to slip in to the Elevate Springfield podcast again, because it's like standing room only, waiting room to get in at your microphone to talk about who we are and what we do. It's phenomenal, buddy.
Love that, brother. Yeah. No, the Elevate Springfield podcast, it has been an absolute blast and an absolute pleasure to talk with so many phenomenal business owners over this last 7 months. The original intent of the podcast was really to help folks in our area, one, elevate their life, elevate their business, and then ultimately, if we can all elevate our lives and our businesses, we're going to elevate the community on the whole. So let's go. Let's get it. That is still the mission, and we have a mission outside of that with our coaching business as well, and we'll get into that a little bit. But first, remind everybody about the construction firm that you have.
I am the proud owner of Big Dog Design and Build Construction Company, your local window depot. We are in our 14th year of business, covering Central Illinois and beyond if needed. If the money's right, we'll go wherever, right? We do residential work. We do kitchen bath design, remodeling. We will do new builds for existing clients on new homes. We have our specialty division, which is the window depot division. We'll come out and get custom-made windows for your home, the most energy efficient on the market. Also with siding and roof, we'll take care of everything you need on your home. We also do a little light commercial work. If you got an office building that you need a facelift inside or outside, we can help you there too. We have our on-site designer, in-house designer that can get you some 3D walkthrough renderings of what your project will look like before we even swing a hammer. So that's kind of what we do. I've been in this industry 28 plus years. I hate to say that, but it does age me a little bit. I love what I do. We basically go out and help solve problems for our clients and make them part of the Big Dog family.
Let's go. Not to mention, Big Dog Construction is the studio partner for Elevate Springfield, y'all. Let's go.
That's right. That's right.
Beautiful downtown Springfield.
Great. Right across from the old Capitol. Gotta love it.
No doubt about it. So why'd you get into construction in the first place?
Well, I tell you what, it's kind of a long story short, but I was in vocational school for drafting. Yes, using the pens and papers and protractors and all that stuff, right? Not the fancy little mouse computer AutoCAD stuff. And the opportunity came up. I was actually focusing on architectural drawing. I wanted to be an architect. And we hadn't slipped into that transition of training yet. We were still in the mechanical drawing side of things. A call came in to the vocational school, said, hey, we're looking for some drafts persons for our research and development department. And I was top of the class, so they sent me out. And I interviewed. They hired me. I graduated midterm from the vocational school and worked the rest of my time. So I went from school on a Friday afternoon, getting out at 3:30 to showing up to work at 5:30 a.m. on the following Monday. And I didn't look back. It was in a firm where we taught ourselves on the computer to draw in AutoCAD all the way up through all the fancy stuff we have today. So again, first decade of my life, I was in engineering. Still wasn't my passion, but it kind of got me where I wanted to get to. Came out, purchased the homestead, the family homestead, and needed some work. Started interviewing some contracting companies to do the work. And throughout that process, I drew my own drawings of the stuff we wanted to do and presented it to the contractor. He's like, hey, who did this? I'm like, well, I drew it up. He's like, oh man. So we joined forces. I ended up doing the work for that company, left the engineering field, jumped into the construction field, worked for another company for about 14 years. And after that, I branched out on my own, started Big Dog Construction, and I haven't looked back since.
Let's go. Let's get it. So we're going to talk. Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to talk 10X methods, mindset, strategies, things like that. But before we do, you've implemented a lot of the 10X strategies into your construction business. Just generally, how has that changed your company over the last few years?
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked that because I haven't had an experience to share that with the public so much. But getting involved, in small business, being a small business owner, there's more small businesses in the United States than there are large businesses, right? And with that, most of those small businesses fail within the first year, then 5-year. If you hit the 10-year mark, 97% of small businesses fail by the 10-year mark. So, hey, I'm in the 3% percentile, right? I'm already over that 10-year hump. But also the problem happens when you start hitting a ceiling, right? Not being able to get past a certain gross revenue. And that's where I was. Just spinning my wheels. No matter what I did, I just couldn't get over a certain gross revenue amount. And, I hired a coach to come in, do some forensics on my books, see what's going on, and, realize that, I didn't have systems in place. And so that coach I hired really got me to a certain point, but really didn't help me get over the mark. And at the same time, I was just searching for something, for someone to help my business, to help it grow, because I knew up here it could get to that next level. And that's why I came across Grant Cardone, Uncle G, spewing his stuff out there on social media. And I'm like, okay, who's this guy? Wow, he's standing in front of his G6, slinging the money around and everything. I'm like, all right, let's go. So I reached out to the company, to 10X, and ended up attending a business summit. And that business summit changed my life. And during that business summit, they take you through every aspect of business, from the idea all the way through sales and marketing and everything you need to do to make that happen. But the biggest thing that I learned there was that in every business, no matter what it is, you have breakpoints. And those breakpoints are financial dollar amount breakpoints. And each one of those breakpoint tiers, if you don't have certain things in place, you will not go to that next breakpoint. You may, but you're going to hang on like a cliff, trying to stay in that breakpoint dollar category. And that's where I was. I realized that I wasn't going to exceed to that next or jump to that next level without having systems in place. I decided to purchase 10X 360 for my construction company, where that was another intense, immersive into diving into my business, what's wrong, implementing 90-day action plans coming out of that so that we could take the company to the next level and help identify what we were missing. And we actually found that once I implemented systems that we rolled into our next full year after implementing, we set goals out there. I shared, that's a big thing with 10X, is set your goals, set your targets, right? Put them out there. Here's your target, 10X it. Let's take it up higher, right? So I had put out there to my team. I shared it with all my team members. We're going to be a $10 million gross revenue company in 5 years. So 10 mil in 5, right? Didn't know how, just let's put it out there. And so we put it out there, and we put a goal of our first year at 2 mil. And about partway through the year, I'm just like, what's going on, man? It's just like so much going on. I'm catching myself, meeting myself at the door, coming and going. And we checked our numbers and looked at it. We were already sitting at just right at 3 million. And we had several months to go in the year. I'm like, let's go. I'm not taking my foot off the pedal. I told my team, I said, I'm not letting up on the gas pedal. We're going to keep hammering it down. And we ended up closing out that year at 3.2 in gross sales. And at that moment, I realized we're going to hit the 10. So this year goal is 5. Next year is 7.5. Our 5th year is the 10. And what we're finding, what we are coaching our clients on too, is when you set those 1, 3, and 5 year goals, you start bringing time forward. Because as you implement the systems, as you identify your weaknesses and your flaws, we start filling in to make them more streamlined. When they become more streamlined and more fluid, they become more habitual, where they're just natural, right? They're just happening. And when that happens, you open your eyes instead of going through business life with blinders on.
Right.
Let's take those things out. Let's look out to your peripherals and beyond. So when you're looking like this, you can see, all around you to things that might be opportunities that before with blinders you didn't see. And so that 10X has one of the big things, gosh, I almost forgot about this, is we, at the 10X summit we went to, the business summit, we signed up for Cardone University.
Absolutely.
So that all my upper management team trains daily on Cardone University. We do that so that everyone on my team knows, one, the verbiage coming out of my mouth, why I'm saying it, why I'm intense like I am, because they're training on the same stuff. So they understand the mission that we're on, understanding our vision that we're heading to grow. And it just brings everyone, instead of all these loose arrows going different directions, we're all aligning our arrows and moving in the same direction, which is the same goal. So that's how the 10X has helped my construction company.
No doubt about it. Like I said, that last piece just brings clarity to the entire organization, doesn't it? Everybody
Clarity
going
is a
toward
key
that
word.
same exact goal. No doubt about it.
Exactly.
So we're going to get into, you mentioned how we coach folks, and we do a lot of what you discussed with our clients. But before we get into that, let's take a big step back just for somebody that maybe is just realizing, hey, what is this 10X stuff that we have going on here? What does 10X mean to you? What does that mean?
So 10X means to me, and oddly enough, you say that because I actually just posted this morning about 10X on my social media page, because I wanted to make sure that everyone's been seeing me doing the 10X stuff lately, throwing the 10X terminology out there.
Mm-hmm.
And this morning I was driving towards a job site, and just a beautiful harvest sunrise, right? Just the colors were just spectacular. And, basically to me, 10X means everything you set your mind to do, go at it with 10 times the effort to maximize your results beyond your initial intent. And so if we're setting out to make $1,000 today, let's set out to make $10,000 today, right?
Work and take action like you are going for 10,000. Let's get it.
That's right. Because if we fall short of 10 and we make 5, that's 4,000 more than what our initial intent was. 10X it, just 10X the mindset. And anytime you can do that and just take your mind and your thought process and go, I can do more than that. I don't know how, but I can do more than that. Because you'll find that it may just not be you that can do it, but you may come across someone that can help you get to that 10X that you're wanting to do, right? So that's key on that. And so that's what 10X means to me, is 10Xing everything I do in my life. I try to 10X everything I do within an hour. And sometimes that gets me, right? Because I run long on something because I'm like, I'm just going to get it done, which then cuts me short on something else. And so that time management, which we coach about to our clients, is key when you're 10Xing things. But if you're 10Xing your goals and you're able to pull time forward, that's golden. What I wrapped up with my social media post this morning was, be obsessed or be average.
One of my
Everyone
favorite
can walk through life and
quotes.
be average. You know what I mean? Everyone can walk through life and be average, mundane, get up, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed, get up, go to work, come home, watch TV. Just that's average. Being obsessed is getting up before your alarm, crushing it, being ready to go, doing your morning routine, listen to your Card on You, listen to Uncle G, getting us pumped up and motivated, right? In the day, sharing the energy with everyone you're exposed to, right? We wear these no negativity allowed, be positive. That's right. Because the more the people that we can keep that negativity out of and spread our positivity to, it just helps maximize everything. So, and hitting everything you do with obsession. Some people are like, you're crazy. Well, be obsessed or be average, man. You want to be average, go home, sit on the couch, watch TV.
That's right. Like we talk all the time. If you want what everybody else has, just do the average, right? But if you want something that everybody else doesn't have, if you want to be extraordinary, if you want to be the one and only, you want to be the best, you got to be obsessed. So let's get going.
That's right. And give us a call and we'll help you get there.
That's why I wear my hat all the time. Anytime you'll see me out and about, odds are you're going to see me in my 10X hat, because I'm obsessed with the mission. I'm obsessed with the strategies and the things that are involved in this. But then also it opens up a conversation. People are always like, "Hey, what's 10X, man? What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? Is that 1,000? What are you talking? What is that on your hat?" And then it opens up a discussion. And you mentioned a minute ago about time, about doing as much as you can in an hour. That's the other bracelet that I wear. I got the be positive, no negativity, but I got the hustle muscle one. And that's what that means. It's how much can you crunch into a 15-minute time segment? How much can you crunch into 1 hour, right? And we can all do more than what we initially think we can do or what we're told we can do. So
I know that's your hustle muscle, plus your other muscles you're rocking there, right?
Yeah. It helps a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's what your audience doesn't understand. We are partners, but we are the same age, right?
That's right. Exactly.
And
I'm just on 10X Health.
10X Health. Exactly. So we're the same age. I'm not on 10X Health. are on 10X Health, and now we see the difference, right? So if you want to know more about 10X Health, reach out to Robert Ferriell, and he can hook you up for sure.
There you go. All these great things under the 10X umbrella, brother. Here we go.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing,
so
Robert, not to wrap up that about the 10X and what it means to me is it's just not in business. It's 10X everything, just like the 10X Health that there is that division of 10X. It's the health. It's 10X your mindset, 10X your physicality, your emotional, your everything. Just 10X everything you do in your life, and be obsessed or be average.
Yeah, it's a lot of people might think it is simply financial or simply about your business, but it's not. It's being extraordinary in your health and wellness. It's being extraordinary for your family. It's being extraordinary for your business. It's being extraordinary for your community. It's, like you said, 10X in all of it. And that's why,
and just for the record, we're not the same age, and I am on 10X Health. So just
right.
So people don't
just
think
so we're
I'm
completely clear on that.
Just so we're completely clear, I am on 10X Health. I have my supplements custom made for me. So don't,
Yeah, so we're both very passionate about the mission of 10X and GC himself, and that's why we came together and started this business. We were both on parallel tracks when it comes to 10X. We were both taking our 10X journey, and then we found each other one day at an event where we both had our earbuds in and we were listening, and we were both part of this same association, and we just kind of came up to each other. Hey, what are you listening to? And we just happened to be listening to the same exact 10X event, which was a virtual growth conference, and then it grew from there, and we decided to make this coaching business, right? So, and it's been great.
It's been phenomenal, and guess what we're doing with that? We're 10Xing this coaching business. We're bringing it to as many people as we can.
Yes, indeed. So let's talk a little bit about what we do for our clients. So walk us through, if we have a new client, maybe it's a solopreneur, maybe they're the only person in the business, or maybe it's a small company with just a dozen or less team members. What would that look like for somebody that's just starting as one of our clients?
Well, first we'd have our initial call with them to make sure there's a fit with us and personalities, because anytime you're selecting a coach, you want to make sure a couple things. One, there's not a personality conflict there, right? And one thing about our coaching business, we can coach in any space. It doesn't matter if you're in construction, insurance, mechanic, solopreneur, making a specialty product. It doesn't matter, because the principles that we're coaching, like our name says, design and build. It's there to design and build your business, or design and build your daily life of how you change your mindset moving into whatever you're doing. And so we make sure we have that initial call and that there's a fit. And then once we know that, then we'll set up our first call. We'll enter into the agreement. Hey, let's move forward on this. Let's make it happen for you. Then we'll do a little interview process on diving into what makes that individual click. How do they think? How do they perceive themselves? Or how do they think people in their peers perceive them? By asking them some simple questions. But then with that, then we're able to walk them through if they have any goals yet. Have they set any targets for themselves? A lot of people are like, oh yeah, I want to make $1 million by the age of 30. Okay, great. Did you write it down? Well, no, I got it up here. It's no big deal. It's amazing when you write stuff down how it can come to fruition quicker, because you're physically motor skilling writing it out. You are then physically visualizing it, which now it's being stored even further into your subconscious to where it's brought forward quicker because it's had more senses fire on it, on that goal. But what we'll also do is dive into what their personal, professional, and financial goals are. And we'll lay out, like we talked about, and what's about myself, 1, 3, and 5 year goals and what those look like. And once we have the targets established and have gone through that initial onboarding call with them, we can help develop a plan moving them forward to excel their business, excel themselves, and take it from there. We do 45-minute sessions. That gives us some time to, walk through afterwards. We send summaries out of our sessions, so we have that documentation for them and us to be able to contact where we're at, cut trajectory, make sure we're going where we need to. Each session also, we have a cool framework that we follow. It's called the Big Dog Framework, right? It literally, I may hold it up, may not be able to see it. I don't know.
There you go.
Big Dog Framework there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the B in the big dog is, what's the big wins you had last week? Not just professional, but personal also. Well, let's celebrate the wins.
How important is that to start a meeting, to start a day with hey, let's hear them wins.
What it does is it brings the energy up. It brings their endorphins up in their body because they're like, oh man, I was excited when I had this, or I sold this client, or my wife and I went out on a date we haven't gone in a long time, right? We had a movie date, whatever. It starts bringing that energy. It starts bringing that positive energy into it, right? And so we want to celebrate. We want to highlight the wins of what they did. Okay, so in the eye of the big dog, what issues last week? Were you out on a sales call? Did someone hit you with an objection you never heard before? Let's walk through it. Let's talk about it. Let's see if we can work it into today's session, and to where you can turn that into a sale, or how you can turn a negative situation or negative conversation back into a positive, right? So what are those issues? We don't dwell too much on it. We have a little bit of time on each one of these items. The G is the goal review. So now we're on the G of the big. That's goal review. Where are you at with your personal, professional, financial goals? So in the beginning, we're helping you develop those, refine those, and work towards those. Then the D in the dog. That's right. That's what we're here for, right? That's the deliver the content. That's right. The content for that session, whether it is talking about sales essentials, whether it's about marketing, whether it's about finances, whether it's about people and employees and communication skills, whatever that is, that's the content. That's the meat of the session. Now we're going to roll into the O of the dog, which is opportunities based on the content delivered. So we always want to take and reflect on the content we just talked about. What opportunities do you feel might be out there based on what you just took in and learned? And from that, we roll into the G, which is the goals for next week. So we will put small goals for each week based on the content and the opportunities to make those small wins, because those small wins will turn into big wins and start rolling them through that wealth wheel. And if you're a client with us coaching, we'll show you what that wealth wheel is. So that is the big dog framework that helps all of our clients feel that, hey, we know we're going to talk about this, and this. Or if they know an issue's coming up during the week, oh, I know we're going to talk about it, and I don't have to remember to talk about it because it's on our framework. So that's how we go with our sessions. It's the 45-minute sessions once a week, and it can be more tailored, custom tailored. If someone's really hot, we're working with some clients now that they're wanting some daily sessions initially to get that momentum, that energy, that mindset switch like that, and then start tapering them back down off of that with just doing some follow-up sessions from there. So
because that's really one of the biggest ahas at the beginning for most folks is that mindset shift, right? Is that 10x mindset shift. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that 10x mindset shift, it truly is a shift. So 6 years ago, I was in business to make as much money as I could, right? I'm here to sell. I'm going to sell to you, Robert. I'm going to sell to you, Joe. I'm going to sell to you, Deborah. I'm going to sell to everybody, right? I'm just out there to sell. Wrong mindset. We're out there to serve our potential clients, serve their needs, bring them a solution to what their problem is. Not just in construction. They need the latest little widget or gadget, right? Or gadget that's going to solve an issue they have. Solve their problem. Don't just sell to them. Go with the intent to serve to them. And so that 10x mindset really helps. And when I got in the 10x mindset, I developed my own positive affirmations. Positive affirmations to me are things that I am in the future. And I'm just going to rattle through them. I am successful. I'm wealthy. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I have infinite potential and possibilities in my life. The last part of that I have infinite potential and possibilities in my life is the 10x magic of that. Anybody can do anything if they put their mind to it, or are willing to get out of bed and say, I want to make a difference today. I want to change the way I am. I want to change my situation. I want to change my financial situation, my living situation, my relationship situation, whatever it is. It's 10xing that and then putting that 10x mindset. We've had several clients that have seen tremendous success within the first 3 weeks of coaching with us, because they literally said we changed their mindset and way of thinking and looking at their business and or opportunities. And when they got rid of the blinders, business blinders, right? The BBs, let's get rid of the BBs,
Yep.
right? And open
Yep.
those babies up. That's when they realized, wow, here's an opportunity. And they were able to add a significant bottom line to their annual revenue. And that's what we're there for. And that's that 10X mindset shift.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Like you mentioned, the deliver content part of the framework. We have a wealth of content from the 10X community, from Cardone Enterprises, that all the different strategies that they've used to build their multi-billion-dollar empire. So tried and true strategies that we can implement right there in those calls. And one of the things that I think is really powerful about that framework as well is that you talked about the issues. You talked, it's a short part of the meeting every day. It is a really short part, but it's really powerful for the clients because they can bring something to us and then we can get a quick win for them right there. We could hopefully help them find a solution for that particular issue.
And here's one thing with that issue also, Robert, is because we don't want to leave a negative issue out there hanging. So we can walk through and role play with someone immediately right then, and you hit me with the objection you got, and I'll show you how to close it. So we'll work through that, and we've done that before, and we've had clients that actually went, and then when we were done with the session, called and closed the client.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just because they took the initiative. They're like, oh, I didn't think about it in that way. We're asking the hard questions. It's okay to ask questions,
right?
And so those issues that they bring, that is so key at that segment of the framework, because we also can go ahead. Hey, let's do a call. Let's do a live call right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let's walk them through it. That's again where we can custom tailor these sessions for each client's needs. And so I'm glad you brought that up about the I being issues, because some people could see that as negativity, but it's where we have the opportunity.
Absolutely. That's the opportunity for us to help.
Yes.
Yeah, to be able to help. No doubt about it.
Right.
So,
and like you're saying, all that content we have, Uncle G has put together a phenomenal, in Cardone University and other sales programs and marketing programs we have. But I was told, and I believe it, because Robert, you and I both train on Cardone U every day, is that if you just did one segment a day, it would take you 2.5 years to get through all of the content. 2.5 years through all the content. And guess what? Go back and start again.
That's right. Start back at the beginning.
I'm a year and a half in now on the Cardone U, almost 2 years in Cardone U. And it's just, I'll hear something, I'll listen to something or watch something, and it's like, oh. So yeah, that's where we're at on that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, while we're on Cardone U, no matter if you use Cardone U or whatever kind of training you're using, how important is that to have that kind of training every single day? I mean, to train every single day, whether it's in Cardone U or something else, to be able to sharpen that axe, to be able to hone those skills day in and day out.
Yeah, it's very, very key. Like we talked earlier, it gets the mindset right every day.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you had a bad dream that night, right? When you wake up just cloudy and it's just a rough night of sleep, just didn't go well. Man, pop on Grant Cardone on Cardone U. If his Louisiana accent doesn't get you motivated and going, I don't know what will.
Right.
But no, it's important. It's important just to stick with that regiment and have the positive affirmations that you're getting through the content as well.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that we tell our clients that we've been told as well is the segment you watch that day, go and implement what you learned. Apply it that day. And then when you learn something the next day, apply it with what you've already applied the day before. So that's why it's important to me.
No doubt about it. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a 2-hour every morning training session. It's a 3-minute clip. It's a 5-minute. It's a 10-minute. It's maybe 15 minutes if you watch a few of them, right? And then go implement that in your day. It's critical. So, of course, through all the 10X strategies, you've seen some significant success in your construction business, and we've seen significant success in our clients' businesses. How has 10X affected your life personally? How has it elevated your life personally?
Well, don't ask my family this question, because they'll be like, he is so out there and volunteers for everything that time-wise, again, it's helped me want to be better at anything I touch. And so you have the hustle muscle. My other one is the success is my duty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not my success, it's success is my duty. So anything that I associate and touch and involve myself in, I want to be successful. And I think that really comes from that 10X mindset and mentality that, hey, this volunteer group wants to, like here locally, we have the Bee City group, and they're beautifying the town. They're putting in floral areas and bring the bees back and things of that nature. And I'm like, yeah, let's get involved. I'll help that. Let's help, dig and pour the foundation for these flower statues we're going to put in to beautify, because we're on historic Route 66. So that, by switching the mindset for business, it actually started switching my mindset personally, that not limiting myself and improving my self-confidence, that I have infinite potential and possibilities in my life. And that just isn't business, that's personal too. If I wanted to run for public office, I'm not by any means, but if I wanted to do that, I could.
I'd vote for Chris Hartsook. Let's go.
Hey, I'd vote for Robert Ferriell too. Let's go. Yeah, I'd vote for Uncle G for president too. But anyway, that's a side note.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
If you're listening to Uncle G, I support you, buddy. Anyway, but yeah, that's how 10X has elevated my life personally, is just opened up my eyes, because I had personal blinders on as well, of that getting up, going to work, coming home, watching TV till I fell asleep in the chair, and then crawl my way up to bed, and then do it all over again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now I try to maximize every minute I'm awake, which means I minimize the amount I'm asleep. Literally, doctors don't be listening, but I'm good to get 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. And I'm ready. I'm up before my alarm. I'm wired. I'm ready to go. But better believe, when my head hits the pillow, I'm out. I'm out, ready to sleep. I'm ready to go. My body goes, then let's go. Let's hit it again.
Now, you mentioned saying yes to things and being extraordinary and all these different things. One cool thing that you have down in Carlinville is that market that you've been working on. That is a very cool project. For folks that haven't heard about that, tell us about it.
So where our home base is, we do have an office in Springfield as well, but where our home base is of the construction company and the other big dog studio, we only have Walmart to service the food in our area. We are actually considered a food desert. And so several years ago, 4 years ago to be exact, a group of people came together and said, hey, let's do something about getting a grocery store that supports local producers, give them an avenue to sell their product to the public that they may not have another avenue to do. Farmers markets usually don't happen through the winter because they don't have the venue to do it in our rural areas.
Mm-hmm.
And so then also to be able to give another avenue of people to shop versus just going to the big box store of Walmart. We know we can't compete with Walmart on pricing. We get it, but we can beat them on service. We can beat them on local produce and products, which means we are creating our own microeconomy by buying from local, selling to local, and keeping that money local. And so that is with our market, OUR, our market at the plaza. Plaza is the location, and it is actually a co-op. And many people don't know what a co-op is, but a co-op is owned by all of its stock owners, its common stock owners, not members. It's not a Sam's Club. Anyone can shop there, but anyone also can be an owner in it and buy a stock. No one family can own more than one stock, so no one family can make the decisions over another family. And so we were at this for a while. We have the location, we have the design, we have the virtual walkthrough, we have made connections, we've wrapping up our second year of having a local farmers market out there at the location to get people used to coming there for their local produce and products. And we were actually awarded, because we are in a food desert, we were actually awarded a $2.4 million grant from the state of Illinois to help supply this food desert. And we are real close to having the funds released to us on that. It's if anyone's in the grant process, we were awarded a year ago, and we haven't received a dime yet because there's a lot of red tape, a lot of I dotting and T crossing that has to happen, but we now see the light at the end of the tunnel. Our goal is to be open into the beginning of the second quarter of next year at our location. And we are making those partnerships with our local producers now and bringing this opportunity. to Carlinville. And again, if I wouldn't be in the 10X mindset, I wouldn't have taken this on, because I'm also the president of that board of directors and have been from day one. And so that's just another hat that I put on, being part of that organization and because again, it's bringing people together. It's making a win-win-win-win scenario out of everyone that's involved with that. The local producers, to the common stock owners, to the food that's getting out to the communities. We did our survey that $7.3 million a year leaves our local community. That's in a 10-mile radius of Carlinville. $7.3 million leaves our community and goes elsewhere, and that's just in the grocery industry.
Jeez.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. And that also means when people from here go to other locations to buy their food, they're also going out to eat there. They're buying their gas there. They may be shopping at the stores there. So that was a more of an impact as well, that we wanted to keep that here in Carlinville and make that happen. But yeah, that 10X mindset really has helped open me up to be able to say the yes to those type of things. So, but you gotta make sure you say yes in moderation as well.
Right. Saying yes to the right things.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Yep.
No, that's phenomenal to hear. I'm excited to see that open up. I know you were integral driving force behind that. So kudos to everything you did to make that happen. That's awesome.
It's a team effort. Great board of directors that's made that happen in the community as well.
Any other associations or organizations you work closely with?
On the board of directors for the Springfield Area Home Builder Association, which covers our full territory that we work in. The Macoupin County CEO program, which is the high school senior creating entrepreneurial opportunities. And yeah, we actually just last week, we had an opportunity to go speak with the CEO class at a local chamber event, and which I was fresh back off our Miami level 5 certification for our coaching business, that we are both now level 5 certified, which is amazing. And so I'm involved with that, mentor and investor in that program. Again, about giving back, about making a difference, spreading as much positivity as we can, and sharing the knowledge. That's where I'm at in my life, is sharing the knowledge that I know and the passion for it, and how we can spread that.
Let's go. And speaking of spreading that a little bit more, you mentioned the presentation you gave last week. We've got another one coming up next week. We're keynote speakers over at the Big I Conference in Peoria. That's a independent insurance agents conference. Yeah, let's go. I'm ready for it. How about you?
Yeah, I'm excited about getting up and spreading a little more Uncle G's knowledge out there.
Yep, no doubt about it. So the title of our presentation, it's all about customer service, but it's over-promise and over-deliver, folks. And a lot of times we're taught to under-promise and over-deliver. In the 10X world, we're going to go ahead and over-promise and then over-deliver, because we're going to take 10X massive action in order to make that happen. So let's go. We're looking forward to that next week. So, and more of those to come. All right, Chris. Well, typically I'll ask folks to, give a piece of advice for their personal or professional life to help folks elevate their life or business. But on the 10X side, we do this a lot in our meetings and conferences and things. We'll take a Grant Cardone book, because the content is so rich that it drips from every page. We're going to flip through one of these books. I'm going to tell Chris to stop, and we're going to see what we land on and see what nugget we can get from old GC himself. So go ahead, Chris. Let's get it.
All right. So we've got the 10X quotes by Grant Cardone himself. We're going to take and fan through this. Let me get this here. Fan through. Stop right there. All right. Today, the quote from Grant Cardone is, "I'm not interested in fitting in. I'm interested in success." And that's the 10X success quote from Grant Cardone right there, dripping from the pages. Be the red nut amongst all the other regular nuts.
That's right. Not interested in fitting in. Be unique by your actions, folks. Well, Chris, anything that we can do community-wide to help elevate Springfield and all the surrounding communities?
I tell you what, it's just have an open mind, keep the negativity out, be positive in any action that you do. One thing that we're taught as kids is don't talk to strangers. Well, guess what? If you never talk to a stranger, you never meet new people. So don't be afraid to reach out, meet someone new, find out about them, share with them who you are, what you can do, what you do, and meet a new friend.
Let's go. Well, Chris and I are going to continue to push the mission of 10X, continue to drive 10X strategies and mindset into our area, along with keeping up the mission of the Elevate Springfield podcast, which is to keep bringing those actionable strategies so you're going to elevate your life, your business, and ultimately our community. Well, Chris, appreciate you spending some time with me tonight.
Thanks, Robert.
Yep, good to see you, brother, as always. And if you would like to work or want to talk a little bit more about coaching from Chris and I, hey, just check out our website, bigdogbc.com, or head over and give us a shout on either of our socials, Chris Hartsook, Robert Ferriell, Big Dog Business Coaching. Let's go. But we're going to let Chris get back to Elevate in Springfield. For the rest of y'all, we'll be right back.
When I first walked into Shudokan Karate Club, I was just looking for a way to get stronger, but what I found was so much more. Here we train in traditional karate, the real stuff, passed down through generations. Every punch, every kata has purpose. I've learned self-discipline, confidence, and how to protect myself. Not just in class, but in real life. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being prepared. This is more than a club, it's a way of life. Join us at Shudokan, traditional, powerful, real. Ki-ai!
Hey, how about Chris? Phenomenal stuff, right? Well, hey, this is the part of the show where I typically talk about what we discussed with our guests through a 10X lens, but hey, guess what? It was all 10X today, so no need to go back through. But hey, I do want to remind you of a couple of things, and I mentioned it in the opener. Don't forget about the events coming up. We've got October 15th, joint event with Local First Springfield and Land of Lincoln Professional Networking Group. We've got the Elevate Springfield Insider starting on October 9th. Our first guest is going to be Mark and Christine Bailey. Phenomenal business. They're going to have some phenomenal content for you. Hey, why should you join that? Hey, join the movement. Be a part of the momentum we're creating here at Elevate Springfield. We want to be able to elevate the community, and you can play your part by being a part of this group here. Gain actionable strategies to help you level up. One cool thing about this is it is via Zoom, so you can do it over lunch. You can do it from anywhere. Don't need to get to a location. Just hop on Zoom and 10X those personal, professional, and financial goals. Looking forward to bringing you a number of different local experts in a range of disciplines. Hey, we're going to focus on mindset, marketing, sales, HR, IT, scaling, development, leadership and influence, goal setting, and more. So you're also going to get some Q&A with podcast guests. We're going to create an online community. And hey, if you happen to miss a day, we're 10X, so we hope you don't do that. But if you do happen to miss a day, we're going to have all these sessions recorded, and you're going to be able to hop into the portal at any time you want and catch that content. So hope to see y'all there. One thing that Chris did mention a couple of times there, and it's one of my favorite quotes, and I've said it many, many times, be obsessed or be average. If you want what everybody else has, do what everybody else does. But if you want to be different, if you want to be great, like I said with Chris, if you want to be the one and only, you want to be the best, you got to be obsessed. So what are you doing right now to be obsessed with your goals, with your targets, with where you want to be in life? Put on that 10X mindset, get that 10X mindset shift. And if you want any help with that, you could certainly get in touch with Chris or I, bigdogbc.com, or head over to socials, grab either one of us there as well. Be right back with more after the break.
Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at sangamontreeservice.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.
Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hey, while you're out scrolling on social, check us out. Check out my personal pages at Robert Ferriell, at everywhere. Also check out those Elevate Springfield pages as well. Give us a like, follow. We would certainly appreciate it. Head over to YouTube, check us out at Robert Ferriell, one convenient location to check out all the different clips from the show. Give us a subscribe. We would certainly appreciate it. Check out that Elevate Springfield Insider. Going to be some phenomenal content for, quite frankly, less than $1 a day. Can't beat it, so let's go. Looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you to Chris Hartsook, friend and business partner. Phenomenal stuff as always. Good talking to you today, brother. And for the rest of y'all, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great. Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agents, here to help you protect what matters most. Your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343